Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello?
to Honesty Hour again.
Yes, another one. Hello.
Yo,
Hello?
Yusuf, I'm tired already. It's like the second episode.
It's
That's
just, it's just,
I don't
yes.
sound tired.
No, I'm
Thank
not,
you.
I'm not tired, but this is honesty hour. So I'm just going to say now that we have needed to restart this episode just because of gremlins and yeah, yes. So that is what is happening now at the
I'm
moment.
actually in favor of calling it a happy hour.
Nice.
Second time round, I'm still happy. So,
there we go. See, Edson sent me a voice note. Oh no, sorry. He phoned me yesterday. I was traveling in a motor vehicle.
yes.
But my phone, anyone that's phoned me knows that my phone's mic don't work, man. So you phoned me.
Doesn't.
Doesn't work, but I chose the word don't.
Okay.
So he phones me, and then I obviously can't say anything, but he first asks, like, okay, he says, this is not working. And I was like, just, okay, think about the fact that my mic doesn't work, because he's been there before when I have phone calls with people where I don't say anything.
Yes.
And then he realizes after a while, he says, oh, no, he can hear me. And then he said, when are we doing the next happy hour?
Nice.
And I was like, oh, we have a new podcast. But I thought that was, it could be happy hour, but I'm sure there will be an episode where I will be sad.
Nice.
Because that's the experience of life. It goes up and down. And if we're being honest in Honesty Hour, then we won't
Well,
always be.
Irony is always, I suppose, not always a good thing, but it's always a cause for something to smile about.
Yes. There was at my school, Norman in Shorewood, there was graffiti on the one desk. And it said things I hate. And it said lists, which I thought, yeah, good start. The second one was
Graffiti.
yes. And then the third one was irony.
Nice.
So now that, whoever wrote that was cultured, you know? Not only were they skilled with the picks, but, you know, thought process and everything. I respected it a lot.
No, I don't think that they were very original in that because I've seen it before in some other bathroom.
Recycled.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
I mean, don't people always do that?
I feel like that's intellectually dishonest now. That person betrayed me because in a sense I now expected them to be like this clever person went to my school, you know? Something to shout about.
And they
now,
could have copied somebody else's graffiti.
unless Normies had it first. And that can't be proven, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe that my cousin showed me the original. So,
Yeah, which makes sense because you did.
so
at
then
the
it was
school in the
copied from
80s.
there to the bathroom and then from there to the desk. Thanks, Keenan.
I was thinking about this episode for a while because the first one was such a liquor conversation. And so in my mind, I was like, how do you make a liquor conversation better? And then I thought, now there's one thing about me, Samantha. I overthink.
Is that just the
okay.
one thing?
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
need to know anything else about
And
me.
did he know that and I didn't know that?
Who's he?
It's an,
I think that he was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Edson knows nogal quite a lot about me.
I
in
was
the-
just mentioning the fact that you mentioned me by name.
Sorry, Samantha.
You know, some preachers also do that.
Do you feel under pressure when they do that?
I don't. I get a little
But you
bit
sure they're
annoyed.
not meaning a different Samantha?
No, I get a little bit annoyed when they do that because why?
I was in church yesterday and then I heard my name.
Nice.
And my eyes were on my phone before I heard my name. So I thought, this guy probably wanted me to start paying attention.
Nice.
Because you don't hear Brother Junior often.
Oh,
It's a very
Oh.
niche name to hear.
Wow.
Yes. I don't hear Edson often.
Yeah,
It has happened.
they know that you pay attention.
oh,
I hope you pay attention. But I mean, I don't really care.
Does this mean I'm not allowed to look at my phone?
No, because I've had some good text conversations with you in church before.
Oh,
I
wow.
think we all have.
Really?
And some good between the three of us. I've had some good conversations. in
Yes,
church.
true. I messaged you in church yesterday. But we shouldn't expose ourselves like this. For the most part, Jesus is the main focus, right?
Yes.
Sometimes we text each other about Jesus.
Yes.
Yes, that's not the lie.
Most
I just
times.
thought about it now, and that's true. So I was thinking about the first episode, and then I was overthinking about the second episode. I was like, oh, we should talk about this. And then I thought, oh, this isn't going to be a good enough conversation topic. And then after a while, I thought, like, you know what? Just let things be. There are two other people here, and I appreciate both of you for being here. And conversations are meant to flow and not to be like, are we going to talk about this, or are we going to talk, unless you're like colluding about something, you know?
So we should have prepared a bit more this time.
No,
Okay.
you just be here.
Right.
And you guys are like people. I was going to say, you guys are.
We are.
You guys feed my creativity, but you're people in your own right. And so you're able to have conversations. And,
We actually
and
had
make
a conversation not too long ago about how one of us is becoming a bit more person.
Is that you?
Yes.
Ah.
Than before.
Do people think of you as a bit robotic, or
I don't know what everybody thinks. There actually was a reference like that at some point before in my life. So I suppose I could say yes.
But you obviously you don't speak for everyone. You don't. Also, it's not your business to care.
I don't speak, nor do I think for them. So.
Yes. And then I thought about going back to sequels. I thought, in all the Disney movies I've watched, every sequel was much worse than the first one. And so now I'm going to start asking you guys about what your favorite Disney movie was. Because mine's The Lion King.
Nice.
Oh,
And then that sequel that came out with Kiara and Kofu.
Kovu.
Oh. But you see, the fact that I don't know his name. Is Kofu the E?
Yes.
No? Okay. That was a...
Do you think that the ye's name would have been Kiara?
Samantha, there's one thing about me. Gender.
What are you
I'm
going
stopping
to say?
that sentence there.
yes. Don't overthink it.
Yes. So that movie was a disappointment.
Wow.
And I thought, the Young Lions, I thought it's going to be like a Simba and Nala vibe. But they just, I don't know. Maybe it's the soundtrack. Maybe it's the lack of character depth. Because I feel like those characters were sort of thrust in our laps. And then maybe it's just the high expectations from the first one. But I thought the sequel was horrible.
Okay.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
My favorite Disney movie. I don't know. First of all, let me just say, I love Disney movies in general. I love movies in general. That's just a given. So
This is
it's
true.
very, not that it's very hard for me to say that there are bad movies. There are many bad movies, and I have watched all of them. Not all
You've
of
watched
them,
all the
but
bad
I have,
movies that
but
they-
when I have seen a bad movie, I have, because of who I am, I watched the full bad movie so that I
Okay.
know at the end, truly, this was a bad movie.
Yeah.
In any case, Disney movies I've always been a fan of, but I have particularly been a fan of those that lean into the musicality of it all.
The in-person, like the real-life people, or the animations?
The animations, I've enjoyed the real life Disney movies. It's been very family orientated and things, but I think I've enjoyed those more when I was younger and
Yeah.
growing up.
Do you remember we had High School Musical 2 on VHS?
But that was because our auntie recorded it for us.
Yes, she did.
Yes,
But
and
she
that's
recorded
why.
it over there was World Series cricket from 1996.
Oh,
And she
I don't.
recorded it over that.
No,
and-
she didn't. That was a clean tape that she used to do that. We
No.
just had other cricket VHSs. She did not record over any of
Oh,
those.
you're right. You
Yes,
are right.
you
I
were
do
quite
apologize.
young.
Yes.
In any case, so I don't think I have a particular favorite Disney movie. I just what is the Barbie series?
I don't know. Although I will say I was at Sunflower Daycare Center in 2007.
Nice.
And
Well,
one day-
whatever the Barbie series
Nutcracker
was,
was
there
on.
was different. Now, okay, granted, I only watched, and don't judge. The first time I watched a Barbie movie was when our youngest cousin in Cape Town
Hmm.
was born, and the people that surrounded her bought the Barbie movies,
No.
and so that was at.
Are you a
the
little bit
age
embarrassed
of-
about how old you were?
That's exactly what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay, so let's get
So when was she born? I don't know. 20.
But you do Masiora.
Yes, 2012 maybe.
2012 was like
when was,
yesterday.
when was she born?
2009, surely.
Okay, well, 2009. In any case, if it was 2000 and I was grade 10, and that makes you, what, 15, 16?
Really? You were grade 10 when you watched Barbie for the first time.
Listen,
Not that it's bad.
there was an appeal to me. It was such a huge appeal because
Because in
the
essence,
singing.
you're a Barbie girl.
The singing.
in a
No,
Barbie
it's not
world.
because I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Absolutely not. I grew up with that song also, and I never knew the meaning of what that was. But
It's very sexual.
yes, and that was definitely not me. as it should not be for any
thank you, Jesus.
teenage girl. Anyway,
Can I get an amen?
And so that wasn't the reason you...
that was not the reason.
Okay.
For me, appeals to Barbie, not Barbie, Disney movies is always the music. I will say that Barbie has quite spectacular soundtracks.
They did a Swan Lake one.
The classical things. You're talking about Barbie now. They did the Swan Lake.
Yes,
they did
they
the
did, yeah.
Nutcracker as well, and that's
Yes.
why I was a fan of all of them because they just did these spectacular ballets and.
I know of
love-
Swan Lake and the Nutcracker because they used to play it at Sunflower Day
Yes.
Center.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, in any case, Disney when it comes to their soundtracks,
Yes.
when it leans more into the romantic classical style of
Sure.
soundtrack, that's my thing. So I can't say that there's a favorite Disney movie. I don't remember them. I'm 28. A lot of
Getting
those
on in
things
years.
have
Were you 28?
passed. Yes.
That's funny. I thought our brother was turning 28. No,
Yeah.
is he not? 27. 27.
He's turning 26.
Easy.
Yes.
Okay. There was this Prince of Egypt, no? That was very quiet. That
Oh, is that
soundtrack
also
on
Disney?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Then that is also definitely one of my
Disney
favorites.
DreamWorks.
Nice.
So Lion King, Prince of Egypt. Then there was Joseph, King of Dreams, which wasn't as good as the Prince of Egypt in terms
Yeah.
of movie quality.
However, the songs,
But there was this song.
spectacular songs.
I don't know if I can sing it because Disney is quick to copy strike things, eh? But it went like, "You are a miracle child," and I thought, "I am a miracle child," and then it said, "You are the best. You shine the brightest," and I was like, "You are they talking about me?"
I
Because they
always
were talking about
forget.
Joseph, and he was like the youngest, no, and I was the youngest in my family, so I thought, "Yo, I am the best and I am the brightest," and that sort of set the platform for many of my childish assumptions.
Joseph wasn't the youngest.
Yeah, I know, but at
Okay.
the time he was.
Understood.
Benji wasn't on the scene yet.
Let's not. I mean, we don't know. This is a fictional animation
Yes.
based on these things.
Yes.
Benjamin could definitely have been there around that time.
And also, we're trusting that all to Disney.
Yes. Anyway, I always forget how young you actually were when we watched all of these things because we have such different experiences about the same movies and the
Yes.
same things.
Or how old you were.
Or how old we were. That's right. So, anyway, Edson, do you have a favorite Disney movie?
I don't know if there's one. I also don't know which of the movies are Disney movies.
Yeah.
Let's go
Yeah.
animations in general.
Well, Raya and the Last Dragon, I know, is a
Epic.
Disney movie.
Ah.
And Big Hero 6.
Oh, that was quiet.
That was a
one
hit with my
I-
nephew.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so we watched it together, and then I think at some point he fell asleep, and I needed to see what was going to happen next.
Ah.
So I was really into
That's the
that.
sign
and-
of a good movie. Eh?
yeah.
Or a really bad one.
Well, it appealed to my interest. And then also Narnia. I love Narnia. So the Narnia stories, the books I enjoyed.
Yes.
And obviously,
Which did you watch first? I mean, consume first. Because one you read and one you watch.
yeah, I listened to the book because it was read to me as a child.
Oh.
Not all of the books. I think we started with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Okay.
And
I'm
then...
sorry, I don't know these references just because I was very small when I watched there was only one Chronicles of Narnia movie that I watched, and then I've never read the books. But do go on. But I'm just saying that
Oh yeah,
Can't
that's
think of
where I stopped. So the Narnia, because there are other movies that I probably would have seen and enjoyed, without being completely aware that it would have been a Disney movie. Yeah,
So, in terms of like literature that was read to us, Samantha, I think Narnia is so close to, or let's just say there were two boxes. There was kosher and there was not kosher, right?
Right.
And my mommy is very strict about what goes in kosher and what goes in not kosher. And I don't know, because you're looking at me a bit strange.
No, I'm just thinking. If you're saying literature that was read to us,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the literature, and
It was all Bible stories, right?
yes,
Harry Potter was
absolutely
completely.
not. Absolutely
It
not.
was like, that was not an option.
Not an option
You
at
couldn't
all.
even read it on your own. I remember there was one time I was maybe 10. We were at Balvo Library, and I picked up a like a Greek mythic gods and legends, and she was like, not a chance. So I don't think Chronicles of Narnia was really an option growing up, but we did have that movie.
Well, I mean, we did have the movie, but we got the movie through, I think, cousins or something like that. And by the time that we got the movies, we could play them without necessarily having our parents see them, because we would watch it in the room on the computer.
No,
So there wasn't a lot of supervision. But in any case, I don't think that Chronicles of Narnia is something that they knew about. So they wouldn't have
flagged it.
flagged it or commented on it.
Yes.
I don't. I think if you mention it to our parents now, they would be like, oh, what are you talking about?
A lot of our movies we got on that from our cousins, Corin and Lynn.
Why do you keep mentioning them? Anyway,
Fine, we love them.
Okay.
There's good intention. We are not speaking bad on their names. And if you hear your name in this podcast, just know that I love you. Okay, maybe I don't like. Maybe if we don't know each other that well, I don't really love you. But like, you know.
Yo.
Oh no, sorry, we love you. everyone.
yo,
Yes, we do love
We
everyone.
try.
No, we do.
Oh yes, okay.
We just somehow express it differently
Yes.
between individuals.
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of loving everybody, we are heading into the season of love, the season of Christmas, the time of good cheer.
Why is the season of Christmas synonymous with the okay? Look, we can take it to a spiritual level and a spiritual reason.
No?
But why would you generally speak of the season of Christmas as the season of love?
I feel very it's a family oriented holiday. And I think part of the marketing is like, we're gonna love everybody, we're gonna buy them gifts. So I associate it with good times, with hanging out with family members that I do love. It gives me a warm feeling inside. But this is what I wanted to ask you about, because Christmas doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. So I'm gonna ask you specifically,
Okay.
your feelings as you approach the holiday. Is it normal for you? Do you sense something different in the air?
As we approach the festive December holidays.
The spirit of Christmas. Can you taste it?
No. No. And I don't think for any bad reason. You know, it's not that I dislike the festivities.
You don't
I-
have a bad Christmas.
I quite
story.
enjoy it,
Okay.
but I'm not. It's difficult to say I enjoy it and then shortly after that say I'm not excited about it,
Yes.
because the spirit of Christmas I think we can have any other time of the year. There's nothing that changes other than our mindset.
Also, Mariah Carey doesn't play on the radio.
Well, the CD is still there in February.
Yes, but like, there's something that has to be authentic about it. If I play All I Want for Christmas, or that Michael Bublé album that everyone plays when it's
I
Christmas
mean, it's a
time.
classic Christmas album.
It's a beautiful album.
Honestly.
You just never.
Michael just
hear
got
him
it right for
during-
Christmas.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
No,
compared
that's-
to the other Christmas albums that are around.
I think Boney M's quite good.
Boney M did a Christmas album.
They do yes.
Okay, I'm yet to listen to that.
I need to
Really?
explore more. Because I was like, imagine your family is the only one that listens to Ra Ra Rasputin on Christmas.
Yeah, but that's
we
not
actually
a
we listened to it last night.
By the rivers of Bam.
Nice.
yeah.
On Christmas.
So there are Boney M Christmas albums that play in the malls that people
Really?
associate with Christmas.
That's magnificent. I'm going to go on YouTube Music.
Just go to the
Not a
mall.
sponsor.
It's simpler.
I guess so, but I also don't want to be there.
Yes.
Sometimes if you're in Uppington, which is where my mom's from, and you go to the mall and you listen for the music,
No, why would you bring that up?
Sometimes you hear the Julius family from the cradle to the cross on the wall loudspeaker. And then you try to
That's
get
quite
out of
an
the wall
achievement.
as fast as possible because the levels of cringe.
And just to keep everyone in the loop with that mention, a few years ago, my family made a CD.
A blessed
We don't like
experience.
to we don't like to
Brag.
mention it.
Oh.
No, we just don't like to
Very
mention
little
it.
to brag about it.
It was just it was an experience. Yeah. Anyway, so we took the CD down to our family over there, and
We did a CD launch and everything. It was
yes, we had a bit of a
At the mall?
concert. No,
No.
at the in my family's church.
yeah,
Okay.
local
Yeah.
church.
And then, yeah, so, a few CDs were sold, and how it landed up in some shop supervisor's hands, we don't know. But sometimes then it gets played.
Look,
I mean, I don't think it currently gets played. I know that a few years ago it was played. So
it's a shock to the system. Going to the mall and
yes, all three of us, our siblings, we would rather not pull that one out.
well, it's funny because the first episode, and for those of you that haven't listened, go check that out. I spoke about wanting to be part of something that lives forever, and something that is timeless, that outlasts me. But not that, man. It's like, yeah, I suppose at least I have the benefit of I was a kid and I do sound a bit cheeky. Oh, look, But there's still a lot of things where I go, and especially now because my musical taste has developed and stuff like that, and you listen back and you think, oh, production, we could have done that. We could have avoided panpipes, for example.
Anyway, we can move past that.
Yes. So Christmas.
So leave that mall.
Yes.
Go to the mall where
Yes.
Bonnie M is playing.
Yes. And then giving of gifts, was that a thing in your family?
Yes, but it wasn't sort of a defining feature of Christmas. So we could have Christmas without gifts and still have the spirit of Christmas.
I see.
And I think there were things that we just used to do around the house, fresh coats of paint and cleaning out here and there and just making everything pretty because it's Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so there was that leading into the new year.
See, because I was picturing in my head like a not so liquor Christmas where like, good morning, Hector family. It's time to paint the walls.
Oh, no,
Christmas
not
Day.
on Christmas Day.
Yes.
No, in preparation, not just in
Yeah.
preparation for Christmas, but also, sort of, like the house has been working hard all year. Let's just give it a refresh.
Yes,
The house
okay.
has been working hard.
Yeah, it's been looking after us,
Okay.
keeping outside, and inside,
Okay.
inside, and everything
Nice.
else. So, yeah,
That's a good
and that's
house
kind of, I think, in the surrounding community where we live, and also where our family stays in the greater part of Cape Town.
Yes.
That's just kind of stuff that people do. So those kinds of activities remind me of the festivities, obviously,
Yeah.
because as a kid we would have seen that and then associate, maybe not spring cleaning, but making things pretty
Yes.
with Christmas.
And you still don't get excitement from that feeling of like, oh, look, they just put up their decorations. It's getting to that time.
At some point, it became something like a chore. Not because we had to do it at home, simply because it's Christmas time, you must put up the lights. And not sort of doing it because of the spirit
Yes.
of it. And then also, I think when I started working and I had the capability to spend money that I had worked for, I realized that Christmas in itself was really just a marketing
Yes.
to a lot of people.
Yes, yes.
The festivities and all of that and giving of gifts, and the retailers milk that.
Yes. It's a
And-
very corporate event.
Yeah. And then I realized all the difficulties and pressure I may have caused my parents, in getting closer to and writing Father Christmas letters and
Yeah.
doing stuff like that and asking for things and
Yes.
putting your letter somewhere safe so that as he flies by,
See, that's why they didn't
pick
give
up.
us any chance
Yeah,
of
no,
those delusions of grandeur.
none of them told us that there was a Father Christmas.
We didn't
We,
get
yeah,
we didn't get choices on gifts and stuff.
No.
Well-
So for a large part of when I was growing up, and my parents didn't really give us Christmas gifts, so it would be like your aunties and stuff. And every year they would be like, one auntie gets you socks or something, man. And you're like, yo, like that, but I got a Nerf gun and I got socks. This was my thinking. Now, at the age of 19,
don't
yo,
have socks
socks
on.
is such a good gift. No, but really, because the amount of times I do my washing and then there's one sock and there's no partner for the sock.
nice. Yes.
But
This
there'll be
is-
another sock that doesn't have a partner.
Nowhere to be found.
Exactly. So
Yes.
then those two can get the job done.
I don't like doing that. If there's one sock without a partner, I'm sorry, you get left behind.
If they're the
That's
same
just-
shape, I can work with it. But I cannot, I don't think I'll be able to wear socks of different thicknesses.
No.
So I recently got
Okay.
3 pairs of socks. It's nothing to do with Christmas nor the story.
Ah.
And I think there was a black pair, a brown pair, and a blue pair. And all exactly the same material, just different colors. And one of the blue ones and one of the brown ones are somewhere there where all the other single socks are.
Ah.
And I only have one blue one and one brown one.
Nice.
And they're exactly the same shape, exactly the same material, exactly the same. So, as far as my foot is concerned, they feel the same. So, if nobody looks at my socks expecting them to be the same color, everything is fine.
If anything,
It's functional.
Yes. And if it's none of anybody else's business what color your socks are.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then why? Why do they always make them in light colors? Why do they make them in pairs? Why don't they sell you 2 socks of different colors?
They should.
Yeah, we're talking about socks
Well,
in different ways. But I will say, yes, I will say that in Christmas gifting, look, I haven't been giving gifts for quite a few years now. Most obviously, well, I guess not obviously, but in my mind, most obviously, and the most sensible reason is because money. As you have said, as you get older, you see the truth behind a lot of things, and our parents never told us about Santa Claus or Father Christmas. You were not born yet, but we kind of just knew about Father Christmas. I don't even remember how we came to know about Father Christmas, and
He's been in
I
enough
don't
movies.
recall. Yeah, I don't recall our parents ever having the conversation of Father Christmas, but they never at any point said Father Christmas is going to give you a present or not going to give you a present. We always knew that it was from mommy or daddy, and it was from this person and that person.
Yes.
But I think the first time that I was made aware of Father Christmas was because we stayed in Uppington. When we came to Cape Town, the spirit is different the side of town in the big city. So Cape Town was the
lights are
first
happening
place.
in town.
Yes. So it was a much bigger culture.
Yes.
This side, I will say a much bigger westernized culture. In Cape Town was the first place that I heard the song "Santa Claus is Coming to Town." And I always thought, what is the song? I love the song. Why is the melody so nice? And it's just like, but I listened to the words and
you're glad you weren't in a different town because he was coming here.
I was always aware of the words, and it's like, you better be okay. Me and
better
Lex,
watch
You
out.
better watch
you better
out.
watch out.
You
Yes,
better
something
not
like
cry.
something. Yes,
You
but it
better
was
not cry, I'm
something
telling
to
you
do
why.
with like if you
Yeah.
bad, you're not gonna get the gift. If you're good, then
Is
you
it
will
the part
get.
where they say he knows when you're sleeping?
Probably-
He
I
knows
don't
when
know.
you're awake.
It
He
probably,
sees you when you're
it's-
sleeping and knows when you're awake.
He knows when you're bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Now that. And I was always like, hectic. I don't know.
in
In
hindsight,
my
no?
mind, of not knowing Santa Claus, whatever, I knew that something about
He's
those
fishy
lyrics is
about
like,
the old man watching you sleep.
No, it was just like, I think if my childhood brain could fathom the word hectic, I probably would have said hectic
Nice.
in listening to the song, because
you
I
said
always
sure.
knew that yes, maybe it was just like
Well, look,
Oh,
to
it
be
was
fair
like
to my parents,
hectic.
I didn't believe that my entire childhood.
Yes.
At some point, not even at some point, very early on, I just kind of figured my parents were in cahoots with this Father Christmas guy.
Okay.
Because there's no way
They were sending
that he
emails
would
back
see
and
all
forth.
the children. So the parents must have been telling. And
Okay.
we had to tell them what we wanted Father Christmas to bring to us. And they would sort of. So they could have been like the elves in the story.
Yes, you thought they were a middleman.
Nice.
Something like that. And then at some point we did realize that it was like parents
Yes.
and not the guy.
But you
'Cause-
weren't disappointed by that. You were like,
No,
"This
also
part of
because
life."
Father Christmas at the mall, the one they showed us, and they said, "There's Father Christmas. Go and sit in his lap and take a picture." Yeah, that wasn't so appealing. I'd much rather sit
See,
in.
now when I see Father Christmas at the mall, the reason why I knew he wasn't real was because he was Brother De Stadler, and he used to be in church every week. So you're like, "Hi, Brother De Stadler, why are you dressed like this?" And then all of a sudden, the illusion fades very quickly.
Yeah, so for me, I think to me,
May
Santa
he rest in
Claus
peace.
and Father Christmas was always associated with Cape Town. Because we lived in a small town that seems to be getting bigger, through the years, Uppington. Cape Town was the holiday place. And so I associated Father Christmas and everything Father Christmas with Cape Town.
Yes.
And not because we believe that he brought the gifts or anything like that. It was just the whole gimmick of Cape Town,
Yes.
the whole experience of Cape Town included Father Christmas
Yes, yes.
as like the image.
It's one of Cape Town's main attractions.
Yeah,
I did
and,
not know that we were so privileged in Cape Town.
Yes, there's a lot of things
No,
that you know.
Cape Townians take a lot for granted.
Please, if any Uppington person is listening to
This is not a
absolutely,
slight on
I
the town.
love you guys. As we have mentioned before, we love people.
It's a beautiful,
Everybody.
it's a beautiful place, and I actually
It
do
is-
recommend that you go there at least once in your
I
life.
appreciate Uppington because that is where I was
beautiful.
born. That's where my parents met, and we have come to be here on
We
this
are.
earth through.
It
through
played a
that place.
big role in your childhood.
Indeed, my first 7 years. Don't they say that's the most fundamental? Those are
That's your father's words.
those first few years are fundamental into the child's well-being.
Yes.
So yeah, that's gift giving.
Now, speaking of gift giving, the first gift that was ever exchanged between the two of you. Now, I'm going back to the
Sure.
origins of your love story. Okay.
Why is this a feature?
You know what? I thought about this, and then I thought, if we look back in like years from now and say, God forbid, but say this relationship didn't work out, then
Oh,
this
wow.
is going to be
Word.
dick awkward.
Exactly. So why would you?
But
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
why I want to do it.
Oh, word.
Because either way, I'm going to laugh later. What was the first gift that was exchanged between the two of you? Who
Yeah.
gave the gift? Can you delve into maybe the sentimentality behind
I don't know
it?
if you've ever had this experience in your life or something like it. Not exactly what's happening here, but just imagine with me for a moment. You share an experience with someone very close to you, but your recollection of that experience
Different.
and theirs
Yes.
may be different. And you realize just before you relate this experience to other people that we may not be on the same page here.
You guys need 5 minutes. Just
I think both of us, I don't think we need 5 minutes.
Yes.
Because I think even in 5 minutes, we're still not going to land up on the same page.
Well, this is beautiful because now I get two different stories about
This
the
is-
same story.
This is true.
Yeah.
And so also, when you say gift, do you mean any gift at any point throughout
No,
the
you
let,
said
let
the
me,
first,
let me,
you said
let
the
me put it
first.
this way. You are not a gift. Like
Oh.
in general, you are, but I don't mean like I came into her life and that was the first, it's like I'm doing about tangible things.
Okay.
An actual idea that was sown in your brain and that manifested in you giving something to her.
I
or
think I know
vice
he's
versa.
reaching into his bag, and I don't know if he's pulling out the gift or.
Oh, that's underwhelming. For those
No,
of you
but that was-
so Edson
okay.
just pulled a Wonder Bar
Nice.
out of his bag, which is like the mediocre chocolate.
Yo, why are you judging the bras? Like,
Sorry. Oh, also sorry to Wonder
Yo,
Bar.
wow.
Yeah.
There are other mediocre
Nice.
chocolate brands out there.
I was going to eat it,
consumption.
and now you just said I gave it to her, so
Yeah,
Was that the first gift?
that was for me.
that was.
Really?
Well-
Yes. Well, I mean,
It was related to a conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us more about the
Tiger.
conversation.
Why? No.
No.
Oh, is it private?
No.
mean-
Well, it was at the time because only the two of us were there. But
Okay. He's covering the paw part, and then he showed me the wonder part.
wonder.
So
But
Samantha,
I don't
you
know
gave
if
the
this-
first gift.
No. What did you not understand anything that's happening here?
Okay, break it down
So-
for me as if I'm someone that
Lord.
doesn't
I don't know why I'm
understand.
so stressed. I'm so stressed about this conversation that's
Just
happening right
breathe
now.
deeply. So my thing is there are different classifications of gifts
Yes.
because a chocolate could be a gift or a surprise, and a flower or two or something like that. But then there are gifts that are not perishable nor consumable.
Like your undying love.
Yeah.
Yes, which was the first gift.
Yes.
But then also something like Tiga
Okay.
doesn't necessarily disappear with use.
So you gave her a stuffed toy. That's nice.
Again, because of the significance.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let me just say,
So
all
these
the
all
gifts,
have private like
they
jokes
have.
and
Yes, it's not just like gifts.
Okay.
It's like
You guys are
subliminal
intentional.
messaging
Yes.
gifts. Let's
Subliminal?
just say
Let's
maybe
rather
not
just say
subliminal, but
it
we
has
just
context.
it has context.
It's
That's
intentional.
the thing. It's very intentional. I will
Yes.
say that every gift that has been exchanged between the two of us have been very intentional.
Okay.
There's always been a reason for everything.
Sorry, I'm putting things together in my brain, okay? And
Oh, goodness.
stop me if this gets too close to
Maybe we
home.
won't stop you. Go for it.
So, I saw on
Continue
your
breathing deeply.
it's on your WhatsApp display picture. There's this portrait of you and a tiger, right?
Yes.
Half and half.
Oh, is that still there?
Now Samantha drew that.
She did.
I know this, and that was a gift to you
It was.
for a birthday, I believe.
Yes.
Now, you gave her a stuffed animal,
Yes.
tiger.
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm getting at?
Possibly.
What is the significance of a tiger in your life?
goodness.
mean-
Oh no.
Guys, if it is sexual, please stop me right now.
You just stop.
How are you even going there on your own?
I just, it's honesty hour, but it's not that honesty hour, you know what I mean?
Is it a query? Is it a question?
It's a question.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the significance of the tiger?
That is also linked to, again, an exchange, a private conversation. It just feels
it's,
because
it's
it was.
all private
Yes, okay.
conversations.
But one of the pillars of our relationship is actually just conversations,
Yes.
and obviously we've had many because it's been a number of years. But there were significant conversations, and the tiger thing sort of came from, I wouldn't even say a conversation, but it's a concept that ties into, I'm really into Eastern philosophy.
Okay.
Not a whole lot. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself well read or well versed or, an authority on it, but there are certain things about what a tiger represents that I appreciate.
Yes.
And
National,
so,
national animal of Bangladesh.
yes, but we weren't thinking about them.
Yes.
And so the tiger, do we say motif? But
yes, the image,
the concept
symbol.
of the tiger and the symbol, is just something that is significant in our experience, and in some of the conversations, it is not linked to.
Yes,
as
it's
pointed
not
out,
sexual.
It's
Yes.
not.
I feel like that's the most I'm going to get out of you in regards
Yes.
of the tiger.
Well,
But
let
that's
me
fine.
just say it's more like it's his experience in the thing,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it as well.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, going back to more of the first gifts, I don't think that I gave him a gift in the first few months of our relationship. I think my first gift to him was his birthday gifts, because it was a few gifts. I don't remember what the others were, but anyway,
There were
if he-
chocolates.
there were a few chocolates.
There wasn't a Wonder Bar.
No. But if you can
Because it's
remember
a birthday
anything.
gift. Imagine no one.
Anyway, yes, exactly. But,
Hey, I figured it could work.
so, if there are any other gifts that he can recall. I don't think that I gave him any gift before that. But the first gift that I gave him was what was part of the birthday thing, which was the frame with a sketch of half his face and half a tiger's face.
Nice.
And a frisbee that we replaced, and then and 2 sets of sunglasses, both polarized, and
Yeah.
that's also an experience of its own. But another first gift, I guess, where our relationship was a little bit more, because the Wonder Bar thing happened kind of like before we decided to
Go steady.
go steady or serious. It was a very cute thing, but I think the first gift that he gave me in terms of being serious-ish was a cloth wristband thing.
Yo, use okay. Sorry, far be it
One
from
that
me
he still
to
very
pass judgment.
faithfully wears most of the time. He doesn't have it on now today, but he wears it. I think I stopped wearing it like 2 years ago.
Is it like a bandana
Anyway,
vibe that you put it on
It's
your
a
arm?
no. It's just yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's just
It's a cotton bracelet.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
That
not just
needs
a
to be
random
tied.
piece of fabric
Yes.
that I tie.
But I know where it is.
That's good.
I know where it is. That's all I'm gonna say.
Actually, I don't know if that's good. That's for him to decide. I don't.
Anyway, that's in terms of gifts, Junior. What else would you have wanted to know?
care. No, because I was part of one of the gifts recently.
Oh wow.
Can I to speak about this?
Oh well, it's honesty
Oh,
hour.
is
Here
it?
we are.
Do I not know this? Is it from his side?
Well, the whole idea was that you didn't know. That just means I did my job, eh?
Wow.
Up until now.
No, because I'm sorry to have ruined the surprise.
That's okay.
It's in oh look.
I have moments. Yeah.
So he he comes up to me.
Oh,
He's like, I got a thing that you need to do, but you can't tell Samantha about it, or just keep it on the hush. I'm like, okay, I'm all for that. So he comes to our house, and then he hands me this PS, which is this chocolate that they have here in South Africa, with like love messages on it. And this is the funny part, because I don't know if he knows, but when I took the PS, I was like, your Insta gave me his chocolate. It's like, thank you, Insta. I
I'm so sorry.
said, thank you. That's very kind of you. And he said, yes. And then he was like, okay, cool. Now make sure it's a secret. So I was like, oh, it's secretly giving me chocolates. I was like,
Wow.
that's a lovely thing to do.
And
And
you-
then it clocked. Once I went upstairs, oh, he wants me to put this in a bag so that she can discover it.
Right.
Because Itson doesn't want to give me PSs, you know? Which,
Wow.
like, fair play. I don't want you to give me PSs. Although, you know,
I'm
never
surprised
say
you
no to
wouldn't have
chocolate.
questioned it.
What do you mean?
You would have just accepted it.
No,
I
yeah,
mean,
because
look, I'm going to say something that I don't know if you, but Junior thought years ago when he was younger and
Oh,
we
we
saw
going
Edson.
there?
We're going there.
Hectic.
Junior thought that Edson was gay.
Hold on. So before you said, because now it puts the whole chocolate thing in, because you said it's a PS with love messages on it, and also that he got excited. Did you?
I don't like this line of.
Oh,
Okay,
goodness.
let me clarify.
Yeah.
When my first impression of Edson, and this was years ago before him and
Many
my sister
years ago.
started dating, I
Could have been a
thought,
decade and a half, right?
yes, he was packing up sound equipment at Retreat Church, and I thought that guy's gay. But
You need to
just-
also explain why, because I wasn't
'cause-
packing like.
Yes, he wasn't like the rough brutes that I associate with packing sound equipment. He
Yeah.
was. Those of you that know him,
You can
he's-
say refined. Sorry.
Yeah. He was more let's say purposeful in his movements.
That's a
we
very
walked,
good description.
He walked with the straight back. Yeah, that's funny because I thought he was gay because he walked with the straight back.
Yes.
But yes, so the way he was like walking and stuff like that, like I'm very quick to make first like my first impressions give me ideas and then I run with him. But luckily time gives you the ability to go, hang on, my first impression was completely off.
Thankfully.
Yes, praise the Lord. But so this is just me clarifying that when he gave the PS, I thought he was being a nice friend. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, this is for you. No, I wasn't disappointed. I was like, oh, that's
Okay.
not, oh, look. And then I put it in your bag.
You didn't maybe notice that he had written on it.
Did he?
Oh goodness. Okay.
Sorry, I don't notice things like this.
Nice.
I just go, there's a chocolate inside there.
That's why you're not dating him.
I think we just
Yeah,
covered
that
why.
may not be the only reason why,
Yes.
but,
Yes.
but
There's a
let's,
couple
just
of
be,
very good reasons.
let's just appreciate circumstances as they are.
Lovely.
Yeah. So all the gifts have had more meaning than, the actual,
Yes.
what's the word?
It's intentional.
Yes.
That's what it
And
is.
there's a
There-
sentiment behind it.
Yes, there's ideas that come with the gift that's implicit in the gift, and it's not necessarily the gift itself that performs the work.
Yeah.
It's the history of the gift.
And
that's
also-
actually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, have you received a gift that
from a lover.
maybe, could be
From anyone.
from anyone that
Someone,
you felt particularly
Fond of.
That has a deeper meaning.
that has a deeper meaning?
Yeah, someone got me a well, they didn't get it for me, but they got themselves a keychain with my name on it once.
Wow.
But it was significant because we liked each other, and then that was nice.
Okay.
You
didn't get it for her.
No.
Oh, wow.
didn't.
Okay.
So I'm
But again, I'm asking if you have received.
a girl smelled my ear once
Why do you keep going to like the
on a bus.
nice? Shame. I feel like
Depending
maybe
on what
you
the
should.
following details are, that could be a very funny story.
That could, yes, but I feel like shame. Maybe you haven't received like an intentional gift.
Oh, I did. I just realized.
Oh wow.
But she gave me. I still feel bad about it. She gave me there was this Marvelous Creations had created this sort
Oh,
of bubbly
lovely.
chocolate,
Yes.
but with like Smarties and all these
Yes.
wonderful things inside. And she handed it to me close to Christmas time, and I was like, "Thank you so much." Like I was really appreciative. And she's like a few years younger than me, and she liked me with romantic intent, which I didn't consider at the time. I just thought, like, this is like with Edson. I just thought, there's chocolate inside here. Thank you very much for giving this to me. So I went around the corner of the building, and me and my friend Kenneth, because I'm saying people's names now, me and my friend Kenneth ate the chocolate, and
Nice.
shared it. I didn't give him 50-50 because they
'Cause
gave
it
it to
was
me,
yours.
man. Yeah.
Yes.
In many ways, I earned it. So then we ate the chocolate, and it was so liquor. It was a beautiful chocolate. And then when I was done eating the chocolate, I saw, there's a note attached to the, and I read the note, and the note said
Now
something
I
like,
get why I didn't read the other one.
the note said something like, "Hi, I've been meaning to say this for a while, but I don't quite know how to say it, but I like you as more than friends, and do you think this could ever be a possibility?" And then I started to die inside, and like my heart
Nice.
started to sink, because I was like, why did I eat the chocolate before reading it? Oh, guys, here's a piece of advice. If you get the chocolate, read the goodies first before you eat it. And so I had to... Okay, so I'll be honest, I didn't go to the person. I left the building, I left the venue, and then messaged them to say, firstly, that chocolate was lovely, and like, you were a wonderful person, but it's not going to work out because the timing and it just wasn't right. And yes, and so that's my experience of receiving
Meaningful
gifts. And so I think the moral of the story is rather buy me socks.
Speaking of receiving gifts that are meaningful to you or anything like that, you in the last episode you ended it off with telling us how your heart was burnt,
Oh.
and now that we've engaged on the romantic level,
Don't
would
like
you
where
care
this
to
is
share?
going.
Well, I mean, you can't just leave
Yes.
everybody hanging.
And it's honesty, eh?
Exactly.
What's the question?
What happened? That's the question. Look, you said.
Yeah, you said your heart
Yeah,
was
you said
burned.
your heart was burnt.
Oh, no, that I meant for future episodes. I didn't mean for the next episode.
Well, we here now. You might as well.
Approached someone. My heart wasn't burnt. My heart wasn't in it, but my ego was
Nice.
significantly burnt. I approached someone because I want to put myself outside of my comfort zone.
Nice. I mean, it kind of like makes sense that this is the first time, because I would have thought, was speaking of gifts, you didn't mention, you have just mentioned, oh, then again, I asked you if you have received, but you haven't necessarily given a gift of intention to anybody,
To a female.
to a or anybody.
Nah, I think I bought my friend a Liverpool shirt once, but
Nice.
it was I love him in a different way.
Yes.
So, oh, am I still telling the story?
Yes, because like gift giving is a little
I
bit
gave
of a
her the gift
vulnerable.
of my presents, which was an encroaching one, on one that she took a couple of seconds to register was there. It was like, "Hi, this is my name. This is what I want from you," and it was that direct. And she looked at me for a couple of seconds. I'm gonna get into the details when I speak. When I have my friends on the podcast,
Oh,
which
okay.
might be the next episode.
Well,
but-
thank you for letting us know that, because I was sitting here thinking that you're going to have the conversation with us.
No, because I think it would be cool to have it with the people who were there,
Okay.
who could watch how things crashed and burnt. And yeah, it was. I didn't get what I was going there for, but that's life. I'm not proud of my actions afterwards, which was to immediately exit the venue. When I didn't need to, I could have stayed there. I'm a member of the public. But yeah, I left because my ego took a knock. But like everything has its time. I'm struggling with that concept at the moment because I'm impatient and I want to know when the time is. But I do believe that everything has its time, and that if you're patient enough, things will work themselves out. I believe there's enough people on the planet. In terms of love now, specifically, there's enough people on the planet that I think are really cool. And that both of us, both sides would be willing to explore each other. I'm joking. Explore just,
The dynamics of relationships.
yes,
Okay.
are the words I was looking for. And
Yeah, I think. Well, sorry. Yes, continue.
I don't need to rush things
Nice.
because
Yes, nice.
I am young and I'm super inexperienced, but like I want the first times of all of these monuments, because I do consider them things. I know in the modern world they're not really things anymore. People sort of just go out and do things. And maybe because I was homeschooled, I didn't have that school system where you explore and whatever. I was very sheltered. So I'm yet to try many things, and I want to try those things with the right people, not just with people that are willing to. Do you understand? So hopefully it will be something worth speaking about in future episodes, and not be like one of those things where it's like, yeah, and then afterwards, and then it didn't end well and whatever. Because I'm all about a good story. I really am all about a good story.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. A story takes time.
Yes.
A good story takes time. I think the one of the biggest gifts, maybe if we speak about the season of love or the gift of love, I mean the first line of 1 Corinthians 13, which we know as the love chapter, is love is patient. So I think the gift of time is one that is maybe not as appreciated in your youth as much, but once you get older, I don't know. And I don't think a person should restrict it to once you get older. I think maybe just once you realize a few things, and once you understand your
experience.
journey a little bit more,
Okay.
you appreciate the gift of time, or you giving of your time, maybe not receiving the time, but giving the time. Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I think one of the blessings of time itself as a concept is that it sort of prevents everything from happening at the same time, or simultaneously,
Yes.
rather. And as your wise sister mentioned, give yourself time. You don't necessarily have to be telling yourself that you're exercising patience, but appreciate the time that you have,
Yes.
because that effectively is a series of moments.
Yes.
And
moments
those
that you don't
moments
get
would
back.
lead you
Yes,
on your
Oh,
journey.
yes.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, don't aim for a destination and try and get there as quickly as possible, or figure I'm gonna bide my time or pace myself, and just
Enjoy
study
the
you and your
journey.
moment.
Yeah, okay, yes, yes. Okay.
And once that sort of falls into place, the time and opportunities actually they happen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Things have a funny way of happening.
it's not funny, but yeah, things have a way of just getting done.
Sometimes it's funny.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it is quite funny.
Yes.
Wonderbar.
And this was wunderbar. Um,
Nice.
that's German for something. And
Thank you.
P.S. I loved it.
that is cringy. See. And that's a good way to wrap up this podcast. Episode 2. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for those of you that have made it this far. This was lovely. I enjoyed it. Once again, thank you to you, Edson, for being here.
Thank you. It was
Thank-
good to be here.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you guys for the dynamic and another lovely conversation. And thank you, Jesus, because, he does the things.
Everything.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.